I know I alluded to in the last video that I'd be reviewing OKKO next, but this seemed a little bit more important. I've been seeing a trend here on YouTube from a lot of cartoon people, and this shit is reminiscent of what happened in 2009 and 2010. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. I long for these types of videos to return. If you don't know who Christina Miller is, she is the current president and general manager of Cartoon Network, Boomerang, and Adult Swim. And she's been getting fucking killed out here. You can't look up a single cartoon related anything without seeing videos in your relateds of people wanting to get her fucking fired. I've seen some criticism of her and her handling and running of the network that was pretty valid. I've seen some ultimately not so much. Actually quite a lot. And as the legendary contrarian I am, I gotta come to the defense of Christina Miller on some things. This already feels like career suicide, but at least hear me out first. In a lot of these videos about Christina Miller, they follow a very similar narrative, consisting of these three following things: poor scheduling, lack of representation of older cartoons, and she doesn't care about Cartoon Network fans. Let's start with the first one, scheduling, and why this one kind of pisses me off whenever someone talks about this in these type of videos. The schedule for Cartoon Network is garbage. That's my opinion, and that's what most people, when I mean most people, I mean people who are not actually children, by the way, feel. What pisses me off whenever someone talks about this sort of thing in these videos is that they believe this is entirely Christina Miller's doing. You know, there's not like a specialized position meant for that sort of thing. I guess it really is just Christina Miller's fault. That fucking bitch! Give me back my childhood cartoons, you fat Teen Titans Go loving whore! Now it'd be a bold-faced lie if I told you exactly everything Christina Miller's job entails and every single thing she does. But if you have an issue with that, which you can, it's perfectly fine, at least mention the actual person occupying the job that you're complaining about. The guy that runs and creates the schedules for Cartoon Network is completely separate, and the current one is this guy, Vishnu Athreya, Vice President of Program Scheduling. In these videos, the main crutch of their argument is about scheduling and how bad it is, but I've yet to see them even mention this guy once. This guy apparently had the same problem back when he was working on the Asian side of Cartoon Network. A better solution in my eyes is to just talk about the network as a whole and talk about the entire company instead of just throwing this one person under the bus. Like, she may be the president, basically the spokesperson and voice of the company, but there are also high up executives and producers who more likely vote on a lot of the bad decisions the company takes as well. I'm pretty sure it's not just her. Lack of representation of older cartoons. This one has always bothered me whenever someone brings this up. Why doesn't Cartoon Network air a lot of its older cartoons? You just answer your own question. They're fucking old. What's the definition of old? Something that is previous, no longer young. No longer young spells bad for a network targeting young people. Most of the audience now would not be into them just airing reruns of older cartoons. Why would you do that when you can fill that airtime with something they already know and possibly already like? And syndication is no longer what it used to be anymore. I really don't get this, like these previous shows ended for a reason. Sometimes out of the creator and staff not wanting to continue, like the case for Powerpuff Girls, but some of these shows' ratings by the tail end of their run just dipped. So if it wasn't getting the ratings then, I don't see that happening now, or enough to make a significant difference. If you're specifically talking about Boomerang, a network meant for that kind of thing where older shows can thrive and just have a home, then I agree with you. Yes, I feel that is a valid fault on the direction of Boomerang on Christina Miller's part. But I've seen a lot of people saying rerun old episodes on the main channel. Like, what difference is that gonna do? That's a terrible idea. Where's Adventure Time? Where's Regular Show? Why did you cancel and not showing those shows a lot anymore? Cause they were admittedly getting old and the boat has already sailed for them? So what benefit would they give us exactly anymore? What, to only satisfy a fan base ultimately left and lost interest after like, what, 2014? In the case of Regular Show, regardless of your actual feelings on the quality of the show, it looked pretty obvious they were scrounging around for ideas in the later seasons. Plus I think 8 seasons, 261 episodes, 130 if you count 2 episodes as one full episode, and a movie is more than enough to justify this show concluding production. Plus JG Quintel seems pretty occupied with something else. So, she doesn't care about Cartoon Network fans. That's a lie. She obviously does care, but the only ones that actually truly matter are the kids, the audience that will consistently watch their show and purchase the merchandise that they profit off of. Like, what kind of statement is that? She hates Cartoon Network fans? Then why the fuck did she optionally go for the job? She's not like some damn supervillain, guys. Christina Miller's doing a worse job than Stuart SNYDER. Christina Miller has problems. She's far from the perfect president for this network, but she would have to literally end the network to surpass the sheer shit Stuart SNYDER and the executives along with him, because he was not alone, to this network. 2009 was literally the TV animation equivalent of the Holocaust. I don't give a damn. Nothing she does going further will ever top that. There were some good shows in that era, yes. But do those shows really justify all that shit? No. CN Real, guys? You think that's better? You think I was having fun during CN Real? You think I was having fucking fun watching this Disney Channel shitty reality show imitation shit? Yeah, that was better. Look, people can have their opinions on who is the better president for the network, but to me, anyone saying that is just an absolute fool in my eyes. At least with Christina Miller, there are new cartoons at all. Plus, you also forget that Stuart Snyder and the executives basically put many creators out of a job at that time. And they had to run to new networks, and later on a lot of them would get butt fucked because they weren't given the same treatment like they used to when they were working for Cartoon Network. Now I feel like the relationship with the creator and network for CN is still, with all this shit, still miles past their competitors. Plus, I'm personally not fond of Stuart Snyder and the executives at that time because they passed on one of my favorite potential shows, Under Fist. With all these great side characters in Billy and Mandy that can make a really funny, great show, they passed on it. Still pissed off about that. Look, Cartoon Network has problems, and Christina Miller ain't no fucking saint either. But to say this one person is entirely the core problem in destroying the network single-handedly is just untrue. I think criticizing the network is fine. I think it's actually really helpful to them. But sending essentially a lynch mob entitling videos like Christina Miller is killing Cartoon Network or Christina Miller deserves to be fired isn't. You can be vocal about your frustrations with the network, but remember this, it takes multiple people to run a network, not just one.